Izzy's Quest for Olympic Gold is a 30-minute animated TV special. The short film was produced by ACOG and Film Roman to promote and provide a backstory for Izzy the Whatsit, the mascot of the 1996 Summer Olympics. Izzy debuted during the closing ceremony of the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games and was immediately met with backlash. The Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games continued to promote the character over many media, including through a video game called Izzy's Quest for the Olympic Rings. Amidst criticism and ridicule over the character's design, ACOG approached Film Roman to revamp Izzy's appearance as well as to produce a 30-minute animated TV special. Izzy's Quest for Olympic Gold debuted on Saturday, August 12, 1995 on TNT. It aired at 5:30 p.m. EDT and again at 6:30 p.m. and was repeated the following Sunday at 7:30 and 9:30 a.m. Repeats also aired on Cartoon Network in the run-up to the Summer Olympics, with a well-known airing taking place in August of 1996. According to IMDb, veteran voice actors Rob Paulsen and Jim Cummings were featured in the cast, with Izzy himself being voiced by Justin Shenkarow. The special has never re-aired since August 1996 and has no known home release. Claims that the special was distributed internationally have never been substantiated. On July 4th, 2020, user SadLad84 rediscovered a 3-second long clip of the special. This clip had originated from a 1996 CNN article about the character and had remained undocumented up to that point of time. On August 18th, 2020, James C. uploaded the entire special to YouTube. He found a recording of it on an old VHS tape while helping his father clean out the garbage. Icy Morso Jamoro is a Finnish puppet TV series based on a series of children's books written by Tuula Kallioniemi. The TV show aired on the channel YLE TV2 from 1999 until 2001. The show is infamous on the internet for the character Morso, whose young viewers at the time deemed scary, similar to Ratafak Plachta and other characters like that. The show followed the daily life of 3 characters: Icy, the donkey; Morso, a morso, who was originally a mouse in the book; and Moru, the cat. Icy is childish and shy and lives alone in a small house. He's terrified of creatures known as morsos. However, after meeting Morso, this fear disappears and he grows more confident. Moro is very stubborn and strong-willed. He meets Icy and Morso in the 4th episode of the TV show. Morso is wise and patient and calms a situation which Icy and Morso find themselves in. There's a cuckoo clock that shows up sometimes. The director, Olli Loitosen, noted that the TV show is about accepting differences. The puppet maker, Erja Mikola, noted that Morso, who in the book was portrayed as a mouse, like I mentioned earlier, was made scary on purpose because Icy had to be afraid of him at first. The inspiration for Morso's appearance was that of a pug, which is a type of dog breed. The show has had several reruns, one in 2010, another in 2017, and recently in 2020. The entire show was finally found on the internet on December 9th, 2020. Minecraft is a popular sandbox PC game that is now available on many different platforms and is very popular amongst children. First developed in May 2009 by Notch and later by various different developers at Mojang, and it has since become one of the most best-selling video games of all time. The game has originally developed as a Java applet to be played in a browser, with a few private releases followed by the first publicly released version being shared by Notch to the TIG source forums and other sites such as the javagaming.org site on May 7, 2009. From that point onwards, Minecraft went through many stages of development, with the first version of what is called the release development cycle of the game being released on November of 2011, after which Notch officially left the development team. Unfortunately, as with many large video game franchises, there are many different early builds from the early development cycles of the game that are now missing entirely, both from Mojang's official launcher and from the internet altogether. This is likely due to the nature of the game as an in-browser Java applet when first developed. This meant that without knowledge of how Java applets worked, a user could not know how to back up the files, including the minecraft.jar file found in the appdata/local/temp/www.minecraft.net folder where these files were stored. This was also worsened by the sheer amount of updates in a short space of time during the early builds of the game, sometimes many in a single day, which would overwrite the files from the previous update. As the game did not become popular until later on, and Notch was the sole developer, he also seemingly did not keep backups of every version released. Well, recently, Minecraft versions C0.0.18a_02 and C0.0.19a_06 was partially found on October 17, 2020 by Ossisi and Zunaka. The Batman Arkham Asylum DS prototype was found on December 9, 2020 by Robin64. In May of 2009, Nintendo hosted a music visualizer for Mac OS X, Windows Vista, and Windows XP on the official Rhythm Heaven DS website. On January 3, 2016, Nintendo took down the website, along with the download for the visualizer. The visualizer was only available on the United States website. While trying to use it on the Wayback Machine, it fails to redirect to proper links. Japan's website for the game, which is still up, does not have a download and only hosts wallpapers. Australia's website is still up but appears to be broken. As of December 1st, 2020, a working download and version of the Rhythm Heaven visualizer has been found by Reddit user _animations. In 1999, a game famously known as Superman 64 was released on the Nintendo 64 by Titus Software, a now-defunct French-based studio. It was met with an overwhelmingly negative reception for its buggy controls, bad graphics, terrible gameplay, and the fact that there was lots of flying through rings. Soon after its release, Titus commissioned Blue Sky Software to commence work on a PlayStation port of the game. However, since the PlayStation couldn't handle the free-roaming metropolis of the original, Blue Sky had to recreate the game from scratch. The development of the PS version had progressed far enough that magazine ads were published, pre-ordering was made available, and the game was being officially licensed by Sony Computer Entertainment America. However, Blue Sky lost rights to the Superman franchise, forcing them to cancel the game in order to avoid copyright issues. Since its cancellation, glimpses of the game have been set out in the wild on several occasions, the first being a prototype recovered by the PlayStation Museum, who released 2 7-minute clips in 2007 and 2011. Another had been seen at a game prototype enthusiast forum, Assembler Games, on January 14, 2014. One Assembler Games forum goer, Richard Evan Mandel, had provided an intimate look into the prototype's internal files, including the sluice code, via a physical disc of the prototype that he had acquired at an auction the previous year. However, a feud broke out between Mandel and the rest of the forum when he asked for a cash sum in exchange for releasing the prototype, with the fight ending in Mandel breaking his disc, wiping his backup ISO, and reformatting the drive it was stored on, seemingly destroying any chance of that copy being ripped and uploaded. In the summer of that year, another Assembler Games forum goer provided unique footage of a prototype version of the game dated June 22, 2000. On that same thread, another member disclosed that he had possession of the same prototype but misplaced it. On October 7, 2018, user Dizzy uploaded one of the prototype betas of the PlayStation port onto archive.org. The newly found beta dates back to October 29, 1999, and contains 9 levels up to the Brainiac level. On November 28, 2020, Mandel made a now-deleted journal post on his DeviantArt page, Digital Explorations, explaining his side of the feud from 2014 and revealing that he had managed to recover the wiped backup ISO the previous spring using iCare Data Recovery, a piece of software designed for recovering accidentally erased digital files. At the end of the journal post, Mandel includes a MediaFire link to a free .rar file containing the recovered ISO, thus allowing the 2000 build to become publicly available for the first time 6 years after the Assembler Games feud that had stalled its release. While Mandel officially deleted his journal post and the download link, the ISO was uploaded to the Internet Archive on December 1st by Yorkie Was Taken. For the Fun of It was found on November 8th by Tropes Are Dangerous. Toonheads, Aunts and Uncles was partially found on November 7th by Sticker Boy Next Gen. Games and Puzzle #1 French was found on October 29th by Tropes Are Dangerous. Friday the 13th Part 2 deleted scenes were found on October 13th, 2020 by Shout Factory. 9 more episodes of Hoshi no Koporon was partially found on June 6 by Morikawa. Super Mario Bros. Deleted scene was partially found on October 29th by Garrett Gilchrist and SMB Movie Archive. Full Metal Fantasy was found on October 25th by Axifei. My Special Book was partially found on October 23rd, 2020 by Pixar Man 2001 Obscure Children's TV. An episode of The Rimini Riddle was found on October 17th, 2020 by It's Kev G. Dr. Slump and Arale Chen Summer Anime Festival Special with Queen Millennia was found on October 22nd, 2020 by Doug013, the Scarrow Hunting Society, and Shithier Subs. The Cameraheads Creepypasta was partially found on October 19th by Marnin005. Episode 4 of the Astro Boy Canadian English dub was partially found on October 6th by Conalrad. Episode 3 of Come to Papa was found on October 4th by Mub7. The unaired Demi Lovato episode of Beat Shazam was found on September 29th by Comedy Fan 74. An episode of Marine Kong was found on April 27th by Videos in Athens. The Wonder Years / Emergency and I was found on the 25th of August by Q Wales and Tyler Twy. Looney Tunes Laugh Riot was found on September 20, 2020 by Ferris Wheelhouse. Friday the 13th, Part 13, Final Draft was found on December 1st, 2020 by Magnano33 and Yoshi Killer 2S. Happy Wheels the series was partially found on November 30th, 2020 by The Warden and Heaven Morris Harvey. Jimi Hendrix Maui Rainbow Bridge Concert was found on the 20th of November 2020 by Experience Hendrix. Grandma Look What I Found was found on November 30th, 2020 by Kappa McFanboy. Star Wars Detours Dog Day Afternoon was found on November 29th, 2020 by an unknown individual. Bob the Builder, Naughty Spud, Spud the Super Wrench, and T-Set Travis's US dubs were found on the 28th of November 2020 by Christopher Walker. Pop-Tarts Crazy Good World Drop a Note Flash Game was partially found on November 28th, 2020 by Matrix Ultra. Under the Umbrella Tree Lost episodes were partially found on November 15th by Mindless Shelf Indulgence. Sale of the Century was partially found on November 14th by Comedy Fan 74, who's been making a lot of Lost Media articles on game shows. An unknown episode of Welcome to Pooh Corner was partially found on November 14th by Mindless Shelf Indulgence. An episode of Dumbo Circus was partially found on November 10th by Mindless Shelf Indulgence yet again. More footage from the demo tape of the Eric Andre show was partially found on the November 13th by Adult Swim. Habbo Islands was found on November 17th by Reiju, Original Dumps, and the N-Gage scene for the cracked version. The Legend of Calamity Jane was found on August 22nd, 2020 by Skylark Starflower. And finally, my favorite one of them all, the McDonald's eCrew development program was found on November 18th, 2020 by Nick Robinson, who made a full video on the story. It's a very interesting story though, check it out.